Okay, everybody. This is going to be part two of trying to break into another career field, only to run into that same damn conundrum again. You don't have any experience, and you need it, and you're never going to get experience if you don't have a job, and round we go. Okay, so we're going to continue with part two. And this field I was trying to get into this time is graphic design. Well, the curriculum was called printing and graphics. But anyway, I know what you're probably thinking. Uh, you don't have to step in shit twice to know that it stinks, right? And yes, I sure do. Uh, but before I get into that, I'm first going to point out that I started the graphics curriculum way back in 2005, and I think I was there for 2 quarters, and then I can't remember what happened, why I didn't, and then I eventually um, went back a number of years later. Um, I can't remember what it was going on at the time. Oh, I think I know what it was. Uh, I had a lot of frustration at the time with my advisor. She kept telling me I needed to take this X class and I wouldn't be able to go into this class that pertained to graphics until I'd mastered it or taken this core class. I don't know. It's it's been a while, so I mean it was a lot of rigmarole, and I don't know. I guess I should have seen that coming and took it as a bad sign. Um, but anyway, moving on with that, uh, graphic arts. Since this was so long ago, I can't really tell you how many credit hours that was that were required. Where then you get your certificate or diploma or whatever. But I was really stalled because I was told I had to take these core classes, which and only one at a time. I mean, I don't know, screwed up. Anyway, um, okay, where do we go from here? Okay, well, so we have Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, programs like that that are involved in the course, and I guess it's a lot of it is for people looking to do a career in, I guess, designing logos and merchandise and signs and all that. Um, which you know, uh, decals, things like that. So you'd be working at something like a sign shop. Anyway, to move on, the last quarter we were required to do some kind of internship. That meant something. We had to find a place, a shop off campus, or if we couldn't find a venue that would be willing to let us shadow the employer, owner, whatever you want to call it, we'd end up staying back at the class and taking this quote intern class. And so I looked up every sign shop place that graphics was the business. I don't know how many I had. I even had a printout I made in Word or Excel or something. And I must have listed everyone I could in maybe a half hour radius of me. I thought, okay, extend it a few more further out. I mean, try to cover some territory. Everybody said we don't need anybody. We got our help. And where I live, pretty much every graphic business around here is run by families. The work is all done with members of the family. And down here where I live, people are very, I'm going to use that word nepotism, but they're very partial to relatives. And I don't know, I guess they want to keep things that way. So pretty much no intern program for me. I pretty much had to do this busy work the last quarter. And my teacher would say, you need to add a little more this to that, you know. I really don't know. I kind of felt like it was all bullshit. I don't really think I was learning anything. So I realized I guess I needed to keep trying. I went into a few of these shops. It was, again, a very, really demoralizing experience. I mean, this one place I went to, the um, proprietors, owners, whatever you want to call them. These guys were pricks. They made fun of me because I was inexperienced, and they had this attitude that they were acting like I was expecting to get in and get a good paying job or something just because I had a portfolio of my work and all that in there. By portfolio, mostly classroom assignments and all that. um, you know what I'm thinking? This is the thing that pisses me off, and um, I guess I guess I wouldn't have had anything to lose by giving them a piece of my mind. You know, I should I since I knew they weren't going to take me on anyway. I wish I'd said something like, "Well, you guys were once rookies. How did you guys get experience?" I mean, I mean these people like this. I mean, they look down at people like me, anybody else in the same boat, but they somehow forgot that they were once, you know, at the flunky level too once. And these guys, they were probably old boomers, you know, famous demographic, gatekeeping opportunities. So a few more. I mean, heck, we even went to places and asked if I could work for free because I just want to build experience. And I didn't really, I didn't really mind the thought of working for free because I knew what the end goal was. But oddly enough, that I never got a taker. I mean, it's like I thought, man, if I thought the cosmetology program scenario, I thought that was a bad outcome, this was too. I guess the biggest difference is I didn't even get hired in the first place. Not even a fucking internship. That's crazy. I mean, uh, what a what a society do we live in these days? Okay, I mean, okay, two programs that I went studied under, and come out, and I got nothing to show for it, but a lot of grief and wasted time, and I know you might say money, but actually I think I was on the Hope Grant, so it wouldn't have been a lot of money. If I can't remember, but I think most of the time I was getting the Hope Grant. Uh, um, but moving on, uh, I think at some point I thought about joining the army. I mean, I'm thinking, what have you got to lose? I mean, you know, I mean, because I've had relatives that have been in the service, and for a while I thought about it. I mean, yeah, it's grueling. It's they wear you out to exhaustion. You're gonna be doing push-ups in the mud, you know, which is not fun, but it's not supposed to be fun. But it's leading you towards a bigger end goal, you know, and that sounds a hell of a lot better than being stuck in a situation where you'd go to school, you spend all that time, a year, or and then trying to get your foot in the door, and being demoralized with rejection, um, and you can't even get an apprenticeship. I mean, can you think of a situation? I mean, you're stuck in limbo. Limbo is a miserable place to be. Oh, what's out there? My cat. Anyway, so and plus, if you've done service in the military, it does look good on a resume. So let's not forget about that. So that's pretty much all I want to talk about here. I hope I haven't depressed, or what is the word, anybody out there. But I'm just going to say, just recap: graphic art, graphic design is a very difficult field to break into, and I think people only get in that field because they have a relative that owns a shop, um, or maybe they live close to maybe they live in a big city, and they have and there's more, maybe there's more opportunity there. I don't know, but and there is one other thing. I know people nowadays do like to DIY their own graphics. I mean, if you have access to one of these programs, you can learn some of it yourself. There's one I use, or there's an app I like to use for my blog graphics. Oh, and there's one other experience. My career coach tried to hook me up with some graphic sign shop around here. It didn't pan out. Yeah, I kind of got, and it was another thing. It was like the guy couldn't tell me anything. He might have thrown me out a few little assignments here and there. And that was it. It was like enough to maybe fulfill the end of whatever was talked about. Uh, um, but that was pretty much the last straw. That scenario. I was pretty much done with graphic art and graphic design for good. Uh, Only sign I got of was when he sent me an email one time asking me how much did I know about SEO, search engine optimization. So I don't know if he was thinking I could do SEO for the content on his website or not. But this is kind of like before I was getting interested in blogging, and I wondered if that wasn't a sign right there that just uh so just something to point out there. I like the only bright spot in that scenario. As it turned out, I did get interested in SEO and learning about it. That's a topic for another day. Yeah, and people would often tell me this sometimes when I couldn't get a job in graphics. Well, why don't you do freelance work? You could do freelance work. Freelance work, you have to have referrals too. You have to have people that know you and can vouch for you too. It isn't like, that's why interning would have made such a difference. Even 6 months, I would have come out learning new things about the business that I wouldn't have been aware of before. So these people that have to just throw these quote easy answers out there don't know anything about the field itself. Okay, well, that's my sad story, and hopefully there won't be any more of these. I have pretty much given up on these trade schools. They only kind of help you get the certificate. You got to know the right people or be related to someone if you want to get one of these jobs. Sorry, I don't think it works any other way. Okay, all right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.